Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach. Double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone in New York who rule well. And salutations to all the Akim pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity. This is just a quick response to this scoffer named, I think, Morris Scales on YouTube about confusion of faces, because he's just another Danite that believes that all 12 tribes are all so-called Negroes. They're all so-called black people, all right? But his ass is very simple, and let's just get into it, all right? Let's get that Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. Baba Kasha.
This is Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, verse 64, it says, "And Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people,
Right.
from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone."
Khan, you know, the point there about this is being scattered among all people, you know what I'm saying? Israel, Yasharallah is our home. All right, we were kicked out of our house, man, and put amongst all these heathens, man. So you know what Jake likes to do? Jake likes to have sex, man. All right? Now, you know, I admit I've been down some dark alleys and I popped some ugly women. You know, and that's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? And your children are going to come out looking a little different, and over time they're going to eventually look like the other nations, all right? But it's all through the seed of man. You know, you are whatever your father is. You know, Numbers 1 and 18. We'll get that later. But go ahead.
No, because that's simple, man. Like, it's like, so you're basically saying whoever believes in that doctrine, that for example, this brother, you know, he has a kid with a white girl, and that white girl, that his son comes out looking, you know, so-called half and half, right? And then his son has a kid with another white girl, and now he looks like a complete Edomite. You're saying that just because he starts looking like one, that's it. Now he's not an Israelite, you know, even though it came from this man's seed, you know, which is that's a bugged out doctrine, man. You know, hey, it's the spirit, man. It's the bloodline. It's not how you look, you know. I want to back you up.
Oh, go for it, bro.
This is Deuteronomy 4 and 27. It says, "And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you." You know, and that's what happened. We got scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, hey, it all happened as soon as we got out of Egypt. You know, we've been scattered ever since. You know, and shit, just look at the cross-Atlantic slave trade. You know, that was another big part of our scattering. You know, so bring it back to now. You know, hey, how do you think our nation is gonna look? You know, they're not all gonna look like so-called Wesley Snipes. They're not gonna look like Wesley Snipes and so-called black men. You know, you're gonna have some of our nation actually look like straight up white people, like Donald Trump. You know.
And what do you say for the terrorists? You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a Wesley Snipes, you know, people, and you're gonna think they're what? That they're Israel, but they're actually Edomites. You know what I'm saying? It's just your carnal, man. All right. You're not looking at the spirit. You're looking at the outward appearance, man. You're simple. There's another point. This is 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 3, talking about King Solomon. And he had 700 wives, princesses. Why? From the 12 tribes of Israel. Women from the 12 tribes of Israel. 700 of them. All right? And 300 concubines, right? A lesser wife, bro. And his wives turned away his heart. The point here is those 300 concubines. All right? Heathen wives. So what do you say about that, man? You know what I'm saying? Because we could deal with other women, all right? But we got to be rooted in this truth first, grounded, you know, deep, all right? So that they don't sway us away into their doctrines, all right? Like this example with King Solomon, man. Who was Yahweh Shai? Well, you know, the wisest king of all time right there, you know what I'm saying? But what was his falling away? Falling into those, into idolatry through his concubine women, man. You know what I'm saying? Can we get Numbers 1:18 real quick to bring that point out? I'll grab it. This is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Right? According to the number of names from 20 years old and upward by their poll. By the house of their fathers, man. So like King Solomon with those concubine wives, whatever children came out of those women, it's all through him. It's his seed, man. That's the point. All right? You could look like any other nation, but if your line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are an Israelite by blood, man.
That's right. Because when you read the scriptures, every time it talks about a lineage of a specific person, it always goes through the father. You know? They name whom? Joseph, the son of Nun, the son of this, the son of that, the son of that. You know, and it's all men. Why is that? Because that's where the bloodline is at. You know, the woman is really just an incubator. You know, an example we always bring out is hey, take a seed of an apple tree. You know, take one from here and from America. You know, and plant that seed in Russian soil. You know, is it gonna be something else? No, it's still gonna be an apple tree. You know.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Because we drop seed. Sperm. The word sperm goes back to seed, man. And men, we drop seed. We put it into the woman, man. All right, like the brother said, an incubator. All right.
They did that. Israel did that during war. All right. They did that during the time we. That's how we got the confusion of face, because we went through different lands and we lay with the women, which were the spoil or the booty of the wars, and that's what happened. I got a scripture if I may.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 12. It says, "And if it will make no peace with thee," it's talking about the city that we come up against, because we would go out and see if they want peace or not. It says, "But will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. And when the Lord thy power have delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, thou shalt take unto thyself." So that included the women. And that's how they laid. That's how a lot of the times we laid with the women of the other nations. And you had kids that came out, and then they came out confusion of face, as it says in the scriptures. And down the line, all the way up until now, you have the confusion of face. The same thing, man. It's all about the seed. You see?
Yeah, Con. And you know, on the flip side of that is like when Esau, you know, when they first started enslaving us here, they were popping our women. They would take our women from the field, pop them, and then they'd produce what? Tares, man. And that's why there's tares among us, and that's what you gotta understand. That's why Romans 8 and 16, the Spirit bear witness that we're the children of the Most High. You know, roughly paraphrasing. But you know, there's tares among Israel. All right, they look like so-called, they look like Wesley Snipes, John Shaft, you know, but they're actually Edomites, man. Man, Jake is just so simple. There's Isaiah 16 and 4. Another example. "Let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler." Can someone grab the covert part in the blue letter or the etymology? You know what I'm saying? Because this is telling you that Israelites are going to be hiding among the so-called Chinese, man, the Moabites. You know, a great example of that is Bruce Lee, man. Bruce Lee, no doubt, is a Hebrew Israelite, man. All right? Look at his spirit amongst these other so-called Chinese people, man. Those Chinese people have no flavor, man. Bruce Lee he got nothing but salt on him, man. Man, damn. It's obvious. It's so obvious,
and
man.
his spiritual side, like he'll do sayings and stuff, that's Jake, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's Jake. I got the definition for covert. It's a covering, a shelter, a hiding place, secrecy, covering, cover, hiding place, shelter, secret place. All right, and that's that was used. The confusion of face was used as a protection for Israel, because if you go to China, it's a lot of Jakes over there, man, and they look like Chinese people. It's a lot of Jakes in Ammon. It's a lot of Jakes in other nations as well, and you can see that they stand out, like you're saying.
Oh, absolutely.
You can see that they stand out. Because they'll look at this so-called Chinese man, the other Chinese people will be looking at him like he's Jake, because he is Jake.
Right.
Because he'll stand out, you know, and that's that confusion of face.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah, it's like when Elder Malcolm would post those videos of those Ammonites, breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? Full of flavor.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You think it's a nigga, but it's actually a so-called Japanese looking like, person, but it's actually a Jake, man.
Yep.
Because it is a nigga, man. Low key. This is, you got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 6 and 8. It says, "Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captives." The nations. We went. When you look, for example, the Book of Judges. The Book of Judges has a lot of history of us going in different captivities under Moab, the Midianites, Ammon, the Philistines. And you don't think our men, took their women? You don't think some of our men actually stood behind that land or left kids behind? This is because I am broken with their whorish heart, which had departed from me, and with their eyes which go whoring after their idols, and they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed and all their abominations. But that was the point. We've been scattered. Hey, just that simple fact alone should tell you. Hey, what did the Lord bless us with? He said, "What? Hey, be fruitful and multiply."
Yeah.
And that's why Jake has the sex drive that he does.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think as soon as he see a fine Moabite woman, fine Ammonite women, so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, or any other nation, he's gonna want to go in there?
A few times.
Yeah.
This is Daniel 9 and 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day. You know what I'm saying? To the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass, that they have trespassed against thee. Like I said earlier, man, we broke the law, statutes, commandments, and the Lord kicked us out of the house. Now we're under punishment. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got confusion of faces, man. Yeah, it's a shame to look like this, man. I grew up in elementary school, high school, even now, or even in college. People always think that I'm Arabic or East Indian. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like the brother brought it was a covering for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get into a lot of trouble. The so-called gangs, the bulls in my neighborhood, they left me alone, man, because they thought I was a heathen. All right? But this confusion of the face it's a shame to us, man. It's a shame to look like this. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta understand.
Right, because that also proves that because like the brother was saying, it's the same to look at the other nation, because that proves that what? That you've been conquered.
Yeah,
you've been conquered as a nation.
That's right. Good point.
How ashamed, would you be? Here it is, like here it is. Your nation looks like this. These are the main characteristics of an Israelite. But then you're over here looking like another nation. It's a shame.
Elder Malcolm. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, I had a precept for him.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
This is Leviticus chapter 26, verse 38. I'll start at 37. It says, "And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursueth, and ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. And ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up." And part of that is that confusion of face. Mm-hmm. You start mixing in with the people you're around, that the Lord scattered you into, and now you're starting to become, you start to look like the other nations. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, what I was going to say was that Elder Malcolm has a picture of Joseph in the pyramids, that I believe the History Channel posted up. And he was very dark. He was darker than the Egyptians, man. And look, he's my forefather. Look how I look. I'm a lighter shade of brown, man, because of this confusion of face stuff, man. All right, we have been conquered, man. Because we broke the law, statutes, commandments, and the Most High turned his back on us, man, because we fucked up. All right? Man, this is Hosea. You got something? This is Hosea chapter 7, verse 8. "Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned, man. All right, the 10 tribes. If you look at the 10 tribes, the so-called Native American Indians and the Latinos, the so-called Latinos or Hispanics, you want to say, we come in all colors, man. All right, I have an aunt with fucking blue eyes, like piercing blue eyes, man. Okay, with blondish, naturally blondish brown hair. It's weird. My mom got green eyes. You know, I have an uncle who's as dark as this brother with a big ass fro. You think he would be Judah, man, but he's Ephraim. All right, because why? You know, you make that pancake and you don't flip it. One side's gonna get very dark, and it's gonna be lighter and lighter and lighter. You know, all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Ephraim is, man. That's why we look like these other nations, man. Alright? We come in all different shades, man. Shades of brown. And some of us even look like Edomites, man. We could be very light-skinned. I knew a guy named Eddie Leon. He got pulled over and these cops were talking shit in Spanish, you know, about him. And he knew Spanish because he's Ephraim. He had blonde hair and he had green eyes too. And he was very light-skinned. You think he's a so-called white boy or something, you know? But he ain't. That just shows you, man. These scriptures are nothing but truth right here, man. The only book on earth with prophecies, the history of the world is contained right here, man. The word of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And these words do not lie, man. Mm-hmm. And we're the living proof. Look at me and this brother, man. We're very light-skinned, you know what I'm saying? That's a shame, bro. Confusion of face. Have you got something to bring out? I'm going to grab this Jeremiah.
This is Romans 8 and 16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And that's ultimately what it boils down to, man. So you over here thinking that that just because the so-called Latinos are so-called are light-skinned, that they're not Israelites, you know? Or just you know, just thinking that the so-called Latinos or Native Americans are an Israelite is bugged out, because there's plenty of evidence and these same scriptures tie with them, you know. And how do we know that? Through the Spirit, you know. Like for example, you got the Mayans, you know. You got Issachar, the tribe of Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans. They were in the midst of the Mayans, you know. And what is a Mayan known for? You know, the calendar, you know. Which that calendar was like well, how do you say, proportionated, well ordained, man. Why? Because the men who did that, you know, I'm gonna get the precept, had understanding of the stars.
Mm-hmm.
This is First Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32, it says, and the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment. You know? And the point is what? That they had understanding of the times. Mm-hmm. You know? And not even that. Another prophecy for Issachar is what? That there will be what? Servants unto tribute, you know, meaning that they were going to be workers, man. And who has the stereotype, and who is known for being the best workers, the ones that work their ass off all the time.
You run into this car. That's all they talk about. Their conversation is about work. If you're not a worker, you're a what's the word they use? Not a mamon, but I forgot, man. But they say something. They use a word like flow. No, not flow. It's well, never mind. But their conversation is all about work, man. That's all they ever talk about, man.
Hey, and that's through the Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we judge by. You know, it's not about how they look and whatnot. It's through the Spirit. It's through the Spirit that the so-called Latinos and Native Americans are the Israelites. You know, the 10 lost tribes.
They say huevón.
Oh.
Huevón.
I got one. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou beest destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So that's plain, man. All right, all the things that the scripture said the Israelites would be described as, what kind of conditions they would be under. It fits the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether they're dark or light skinned, man. Period, point blank, man. If you can't see that, then you're spiritually discerned. Because like the brother said, we're going off of the spirit. We're going off what the Lord said, where they will be, what they will be doing, and the Lord said that will be a sign upon them. What condition they will be under, that will be a sign. So you can't debate the fact that they're under the same curses as the all Negro Israelite camps. Okay, they're under the same exact curses, man. You see?
This is First Corinthians 2:14. It says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High,
Right.
for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned." You know. So here it is. It's clear as day, but to you it's like, what? Nah, you can't use that.
Yeah.
Nah, they you know.
They light skinned.
Right. You know. They ain't going to captivity. Which, when you read through your history, they did.
Yeah.
When the Spaniards came over here, what do you think happened? To when they went to Mexico and all, you know, Central America, you know, what do you think happened? The same thing that happened to you, so-called Negroes, man. You know.
Right. From when they were picking you up in West Africa, right, and bringing you over here, they were filling those same cargo slave ships with the Northern Kingdom and taking them to Seville, Spain, man, and furthering scattering them to the four corners of the earth, man. And that was going on for a while. That was a transatlantic slave trade, man, going across the Atlantic from point to point, selling us, man.
I got that account. This is you want me to check? Can I get it, or you got
Absolutely, bro. Bring it.
God,
Right.
this is 2nd Ezra 13.
Yeah, that's good.
Salakia.
No slack you needed, bro.
This is second Ezra 13 and 40. It says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters in the ships, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt." What's that? Assyria. And it gets into that's the Americas, man. That's how they got over here. That's why proves that they were over here before anybody else, man. They actually habitated here, man. Okay, this is why when Cristobal Colon came over here, there was people over here, and he knew according to the scripture. That's how he went over there with the Hebrew interpreters.
And they show you in that movie, 1492, Conquest of Paradise,
Yep.
when that French actor, I forgot his name, but the dude in the cabin of the ship, they asked him, "How'd you know the Indies were this way?" He's like, in the book of Esdras, it says that they're 750 leagues this way to the west.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly quoting that movie. But 1492, Conquest of Paradise, because Esau, Edom, they know about the scriptures, man. These Hollywood directors got to read the 1611 with the Apocrypha. And that's where they get all their ideas, man. But continue, Slakia.
It says, it says 2nd Ezra 13 and 41. "But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statues." What you find the Gadites and the Seminole Indians doing? Fringes,
Right.
keeping some of the same customs. They weren't completely on. They were still going off. But you can see how that transgenerational culture. That's what they were. That's what was going down the generation. It just started to get diluted. That's why you start to see them go off while wearing fringes, because it started to become diluted. All right, the ways of their forefathers, which it proves that they're Israelites, man. It says, verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great ways to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth, and that's the Americas, man. And that this describes to you they're coming over here, their voyage over here to America, man. The so-called Native Americans, the so-called Latinos, man. See, so all the same people. Hebrew Israelites are not all dark skinned people from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, or Levi, man. Period.
Right, that new land, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There mankind dwelt in. That's why we have Los Lunas stone in New Mexico.
Yep.
The Decalogue in Ohio. We got those stones that were found in Puerto Rico. All right,
Mhm.
what containing what? The Paleo Hebrew, man.
There's probably more.
I'm sure there's
There's
more.
probably way more Paleo Hebrew they found.
Yeah, no, they found coins here too in America. You know, with just Hebrew inscriptions, the menorah and all that stuff. Going back to what our law, you know, our traditions, man, our heritage, man.
Mhm.
That's why you know, Esau Edom, they've taken our heritage. What's that scripture that they suppress a man and the heritage? It's roughly paraphrased. I'm butchering it.
Oh, I'll get it for you.
Micah 2:2.
God.
The water.
Okay, I got it for you. This is Micah. It's Micah chapter 2, verse 2. It says, I'm sorry, 1. It says Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Khan, you know, that's why today Yasharallah, Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and confusion of faces that go back to who? To Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You guys don't know who you are. You're lost, man. All right? That's why Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, says, I was only sent to the lost tribes of Israel. That's it. Or the lost sheep of Israel. All right? Because why? They don't know where home is. They don't know how to get back home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they've been cut off from their heritage, man.
Yeah,
That-
I gotta.
Read it.
You holding one?
I got one, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait, no, I
Oh,
found
go
it.
ahead.
Alright, so this is from the book the 10 Tribes of Israel, or the true history of the North American Indians, showing that they are the descendants of these 10 tribes. You know, so this is basically proof. And the guy who wrote this was Timothy R. Jenkins, and when he wrote this, not long after, they arrested him. You know, for basically saying lies. You know. Now I'm gonna read a passage which is proof, man. This is proof, man. Yeah, you niggas want proof? You want actual proof? You know, you carnal niggas just wanna see with your eyes and hear with your ears. You know? Hey, well, hey, I got something for you. It says the short name of the feast is Hotuk Impanat. It says that is eating by a strong religious and social principle. Impanat signifies, as I am informed, several threads and strands twined together. They assembled 3 nights before the feast. On the 4th night, they eat together. During the intermediate space, the young men and women dance in circles from the evening till the morning. When they meet at night, it is professed to be to gladden and unite their hearts before Yohiwa. They sing Yohiwa Shoi, Yohiwa Shu, Yohiwa Shu, Yohiwi Shi, Yohiwa Shi, Yohiwa Shai, Yohiwa Shai, with great energy.
How was shy?
The first word is nearly in the Hebrew characters the name of Joshua, our Savior, which is Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Man,
You know?
That's plain, man.
that's beautiful.
You know, so that's what he's seen. He's seen them dancing. He's seen them do their rituals or ceremonies, and he heard them scream these names. You know, and those names, man, those names are similar to what Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, and the scriptures say what? If a brother could get it, the name of the Lord should be dreadful among the heathens. You know, so you know, it only makes it right. They are Israelites.
Kind of this is Malachi 1:14, but cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrificeth unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen, man. So they couldn't utter the name of the Lord, man. That's why you hear all these heathens butchering up Jesus, Yeshua, Hashem, you know, all these names that are not the name, you know what I'm saying? There's only one name given under heaven, man, that the Israelites must be saved under. Alright? And that's Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Alright? This is Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereby we must be saved, man. So you Israelites, man, that are just waking up, wake up, man, and call upon Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, alright? Alright? Turn back to your maker, man, to your power. And do what's commanded of us, man. Keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Alright? And come and do the work, man. That's very important. You got to come out and do the work. Faith without works is dead. Alright? Back into the topic real quick. This is Jeremiah 12:9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. So, you know, Israel is a speckled bird, man. You know, we're that cake unturned, you know, especially those 10 tribes. Alright? So if you look like these other nations, right? If you're living out in Japan, in Korea, in Poland, in Australia, wherever the hell you may be on this earth, man. If your spirit is vibrating with this, man, it's calling out, you know, and you believe, as the scriptures have said, man, more than likely you are an Israelite, man. So you got to take heed to these words, man, and do what is commanded. Come out and do the work, all right? And Lord willing, you know, the Lord will increase you and bear some fruit for you, man. All right, because we're almost out of here, man. Now is not the time to put this aside or to get weak and fall out. All right, you gotta go harder right now, man. All the signs and prophecies are showing right now, and GMS is the only one that's bringing out. There's other camps as well that's following GMS, but it was through, you know, the men of Great Millstone, all right, the apostles of Great Millstone, all right, the Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai set up, man. They're speaking prophecy, man. All these other camps are on some bullshit, you know, except for a few that are, like I said, following GMS. Alright, so take heed, man. You guys got anything? Oh, we got a little cameo here, bro. Come on, man. We've been waiting for you.
I got one.
Bring it up, brother.
This is John chapter 10, verse 15. It says, as the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And this is all 12 tribes that Yahweh Shai is talking about. Verse 16, and other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. And they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. That's in Ezekiel where the two sticks. Alright, that's the northern
37.
kingdom. That's the northern kingdom, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, and the southern kingdom. The so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, man. Alright, in this time, the Lord, He was in Jerusalem, Judea. He was over in these parts of the world, man. He said, I have sheep that are not of this fold, which were the 10 lost tribes spoken of in 2 Ezra 13 that went across over to Arsarid, which is the Americas, man. The same people, man. Those are the people that the Lord's coming back for as well. Because why? Because they are of the 12 tribes of Israel. Period, point blank.
And he has lost not one.
Yeah, exactly.
You pair that up with second Kings 17, you know what I'm saying? There's a precepts up in that.
Yeah.
Come on, Aki, you're gonna...
Did you have one?
No, go ahead.
No, that's all I had.
Quadi, you had something?
You brought up
I know you got something, brother.
Isaiah 16:4.
That's right.
I'm saying, did you bring it up?
I did, yeah, I did.
Well, this is Isaiah chapter 16, verse 4. It says, let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab, be thou a convert to them from the face of the spoiler. For the extortioner is at an end, the spoiler cease, the oppressors are consumed out of the land. So the outcasts of in Moab are Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like they had brought out earlier in Deuteronomy 28 and 64, you know what I'm saying, that that part of the curses was that we was going to be scattered across the world, man. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the curses was placed upon us. Any heathen that was in rulership that we was underneath, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? They oppressed us. Just like in Exodus, the first chapter, you know what I'm saying? What happened? We had sex, we multiplied. So of course we was going to deal with the other women, man. Because it's fine as heathens out there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why Saul was taking to himself concubines. David was taking to himself concubines, and that seed spread. So and that's why you had that's why what was it? I believe it was David was ruddy, because he was mixed. So-called mixed, exactly.
Yeah.
He was a so-called mixed or blended, but he was still of that pure seed that he goes back to.
Right, because what was it? His grandma or his great grandma?
Mm-hmm.
His grandma?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was a Moabite.
Bro, it proves to you that the people that don't understand this, you spiritually discern, or you just bias, and you one of them niggas. Oh, they been treating me like shit, but that don't mean they still your people. You know, it's a lot of deep down hurt that a lot of these Israelites have, man. Oh, why they gotta be? We've been down in the dumps the most. Like, nah, bro. I just told you that the Lord said He put the curses upon all 12 tribes, man. So everybody is catching hell. That's of the nation of Israel, man.
And you gotta also look at it like this, because you know a lot of nation of the nation of Israel, they pretty much is like if they categorize as Mexican, Puerto Rican, or black, you know what I'm saying, or Native American Indian, they think that it's specifically just them. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that Esau, he didn't even know, because they brought out about how the carnal man, you know what I'm saying, it's not like the spiritual man. Esau really thought that he was just getting Negroes, but Native Americans was in there. You know, it could have been some Mexicans in there with dark skin. You know, so you gotta also look at it this way. For the fact that when it comes down to it, do you really think that it's based off complexion when you got heathens that's way darker than all of us in this room?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you understand that it's a difference. You know.
Yeah, but when it comes to us, they're simple, man. They got the evil eye towards their brother, man. Because they think they're not of the same house, man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, go ahead.
This is Ruth chapter 1 verse 15.
That's right.
It says, "And ye shall say to the Lord our God belongeth righteousness, but unto us confusion of faces, as it is come to pass the day unto them of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem." So we're gonna have like this brother right here. He's Puerto Rican, but he looked like that he's of another nation, man.
Right. Continue. I'm sorry. Sorry.
You know, he looks like he's from another nation. There's also confusion of tribes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this brother next to me, he's Southern Kingdom. He'll be from the tribes that you consider as Negroes, but he looks Mexican, man.
Right.
You know?
Little Benji right here.
Like even for myself and this brother, we look like Negroes and stuff, but we're Native Americans, man.
Con.
You know?
Yeah, I got one. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together,
Mm-hmm.
and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." You know, and that's plain, man. Who's the only one that are getting oppressed right here in America, aka Babylon? You know, the so-called Negroes and so-called Latinos and Native Americans. You know, unto this day. You know, hey, you got what? You got Issachar on the border, getting
Shot.
yeah, getting shot on the border, and those kids, they're getting taken away from their families. You know, you got the Native Americans. Recently, they just fought for what? For that gas pipe not to go to their land. You know, and then you had Esau mowing them down. You know, and the so-called Negroes. What always happens? Cops keep shooting them. You know. So and it's only happening to us, man. Nobody else is being oppressed like we do. And when these other nations come to this country, what do? They get businesses, you know, and they all flourish. Just look at your corner store. Who owns your corner store? Liquor stores. You know.
Well, it's like in Egypt, you know what I'm saying? They came here to make money. America's a great place, or at least it was a great place to make money, and that's why all these foreigners, they came here and set up shop in Jake neighborhoods, man. That's why at the gas stations you got Ishmael, the corner stores you got Ishmael or Moab. You know, these Dunkin' Donuts, the East Indians, Elon, or Elam, all right? Because they're here to make money off of Jake, man. Because Jake is what? A consumer, man. They spend all their money on bullshit, but they don't build up because they don't know who they are. You know, if you want further proof of that, Jeremiah 15:33, there's that statue in New York of Teddy Roosevelt. He's on a horse, you know, and when he got the Gad on one side and Judah on the other, right? You know what I'm saying? Because what is that scripture that says, I've seen princes walking on sand and servants upon horses? You know what I'm saying? Baba Gasha. You know, because like, who's on either side of that Edomite on the horse, man? These are Israelites, man. Alright? It's not no Moab or Elam or any other fucking heathens down there. Alright? It's the children of Israel being oppressed, man. And that proud ass Edomite, all of them Edomites, they made a statue out of it, man. In your face, they're showing you in your face, man. But no, all the 12 tribes are all so-called black. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense, man. That's bullshit. That's ridiculous, man. You're just fucking a reprobate, man.
That's what it goes back to.
Yeah, it's
void of judgment. Yep.
Yeah, void of judgment.
Spiritually discerned.
Baba should bring it.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Come on. You know, because the elder shall serve the younger. Our servants are over us, man. All right? Our servants are ruling over us, man, and fucking us up, ugly. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? It was said that we will wake up in the last days. That we will rehearse the righteous acts. You know what I'm saying? That we be saved from this place, man, modern day Babylon, America. All right? So that's what we're waiting for, man. To be the hopeful elect, or to be part of the elect, Lord, we're the hopeful elect, and Lord, come and save us, man, because we need salvation, man. You dumbass niggas want to continue saying that all 12 tribes are all so-called dark? Well, go ahead, man. We got missiles and the four-sword judgments and all types of shit for you, man. The Lord has it all lined up for you, man.
A whole obstacle course of destruction.
Yeah, man. Everywhere you go, you're gonna be fucked up, man. But guess what? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is our guide, man. He's gonna deliver us from out of this, man. All right.
And the scripture also says, "Blessed is he that's not offended me." You offended off complexion. You know what I'm saying? Just like Esau. You know.
Simple.
You know, you can't be doing that and stuff because it's going to get you destroyed, and that would be something that you people consider as small, man. You know, small thing is as not getting the lining. You know what I'm saying? Can get you saved, man, because it's going to start building up on good works. But if you really want to keep that lining, then you're offended in the Lord.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that lining goes back to those damn Egyptians, man. Those Hamites, man. They got lined up. You know, those Cometics and all that bullshit you guys want to lean on to. Go ahead, brother.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. It says, Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. So for the fact that you think that it's just black people, you know what I'm saying? And when you say black people, you try to go by the complexion of your skin. You know what I'm saying? But then there's other people that's dark skinned, but you know the difference between you and them. You know what I'm saying? That's madness of mind, man. You know, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, It's like you're contradicting yourself, man. You know, that's exactly what you're doing.
I can't wait for that day, man, when your best friend is this so-called very dark black person that you grew up with is actually a terror, man. All right? But you're dumb, simple ass, you know, you just see the outward appearance, man.
Yeah, that's why the Lord said in Samuel that man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh upon the inner man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord knew that it was going to be confusion of faces.
He set it up.
Right, and plus it was just so the men of the Lord can see the difference between the spiritual and the carnal effect, man. You know?
You guys got anything else?
No, that's it.
And with that, we hope this lesson was edifying. Again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone in New York who rule well. Salutations to all Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity with charity to the four corners of the earth, fishing and waking up the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abad Babal. That's right.